Hi and welcome to the Aaron Russos podcast. Today it's episode 8 for the Anxiety Uninstalling program. Today's topic, we're going to look at CBD. Now CBD, cannabidiol, we have an endocannabinoid system. We have two receptors, a C1, a C2. A lot of this stuff about CBD obviously is pretty new because it used to be a class 1, I think, drug in Australia. I don't think, I know. Class 1. Back in 2018 when I was trying to source some for my own healing journey, it was a class 1 which was highly addictive and no medical benefit whatsoever. All of a sudden overnight, when the government realised that they can get a greenfield income tax or form of money, I don't think they were really that dead set on healing anything. So they worked out, well, okay, let's just introduce it like this. No one knows anything about it. It'll take years for anyone to get anywhere, finding out the actual power of this compound as far as the medicine goes. And the reason why CBD is different to all the other medicines on the market, okay? Did you hear what I just said? All the medicines on the market are medicines. They are what they are called a synthetic, or they could be a chemical, an actual chemical. So what happens with those is, for instance, let's use a Panadol as an example. Got a headache, inflammation, So the Panadol comes in and it masks, it clamps down on the symptoms. So those symptoms that were all inflamed, they come down. Not all the way. You know that from being sick, right? So it gives you a bit of relief. And what modern medicine does is it gives you that relief of the symptoms so that you can get through a space of time. Because if you go through a space of time, everything heals itself because the body is actually designed to heal itself. So that's why modern medicines clamp down on the symptoms, allow for time to pass, and then the system gets back to the way it was. The way CBD works is it doesn't clamp down, it's a system drug. So you make CBD, 2 different types, in your bone marrow right now, GA2 or T2AG, the scientists call it, and andamide, the bliss molecule when you breastfeed. So you've got 2 types of CBD that we're all making. We make CBD. I need to get that through your heads, okay? We make CBD in our body. What CBD does is it fires a C1 receptor, which is in our brain, and then there's a C2 receptor that goes around our body. It fires the C1, and when the C1 is fired, it regulates our body. It helps our brain regulate our body better. What happens when our body's regulated better? Well, at the moment, it's not regulated very well at all. So therefore, if you eat too much fat, it stores it on your body. If your C1 was activated, it was basically got enough CBD to fire it, what happens is at the fullest state, your body will actually get rid of the fat. It will get rid of toxins that is toxic to a natural system. So what I sort of found out from doing this over the last sort of 8-9 years, I learned to make CBD, CO2 extracted, organic. I've really done my homework on the CBD. And remember, in the first program that I was doing, I was only using CBD because I found out about its amazing properties with addictions, and I was addicted to everything. And I had to give up for 14 days, like you are. You're going to have to give up smoking cigarettes if you smoke cigarettes and all these unnatural things and alcohol and bits and pieces that we've relied on. And so there was story after story of this amazing compound that basically people were sitting there like no withdrawals. So that's why I originally got involved in the anxiety uninstalling program back in 2018 to begin with. What happened since was I didn't realise how important this C1 receptor was and how important the brain regulating the body is for that state of homeostasis, for that next level healing. We're talking about levels, we're talking about foodism, we're talking about levels that humans have never reached on Earth. So no one can come to me and say, oh, yeah, I've tried boosting my immune. No one, right? We're talking 8 to 10 times input, but not volume. And I know myself, when I did it, and I spoke about this in the last episode of Foodism, I spoke about that when I did it, you feel like Bradley Cooper from Limitless. It feels like you are on song. Your cognitive function is 30-40% more. It's on song. You can see things out the side of your eye and catch them. People are talking and you're finishing their sentence. You are almost like a superhuman. You've got energy reserves. You've got unlimited energy. You're resting. Everything just works beautiful. Your digestive system, everything's just humming away better than it ever has any other time before. So there's no one, not even high performance athletes, right? High performance athletes have felt this. If they have, they're the best in the world. That's how much this helps. So, maybe I was getting it for addictions at the start, but maybe my guidance and my downloads, my synchronicities and everything, I actually needed this to be part of it. Either way, it's part of it. CBD is a compound. You can't actually be allergic to CBD because we all make it. Although this is not our own CBD, but I have come across lots of people, because I've been doing this for quite some time, that are allergic to THC or have a bad reaction or just don't agree with THC. That's cool. There are plenty of products on the market. Look, I used a CBD that was less than 3% THC in it. It doesn't do anything. It's just because of that plant, Christchurch, which is the name of one of the best CBD plants, does have the very tiny little bit of THC, but we are in the lab able to isolate the CBD, take the THC and just have pure CBD, cooked version. I use one from Endoca Labs, but there are other ones now, especially in Australia. CBD is widely prescribed in Australia. Probably places like Canada, slowly, pockets in Europe, so many states in America and bits and pieces. So I think everyone has got pretty much good, from what I've spoke to in my global networks and stuff, everyone's got some form of access to some CBD. Obviously an organic, third-party tested, there's profiles, right? I've put the profiles of my CBD up on the website, on the program. If someone can't give you a profile, then they're probably just trying to make money out of you and sell you a form of CBD. There's people that are selling really high formulas of hemp oil, which are very good. They've got a lot of 3, 6, and 9 omegas, fatty acids, and triglycerides. They really, really do help with that C1 receptor as well. If CBD is just a no-goer, and we always do have different things we can swap in and out with food and things like that. Black seed oil, copaíba oil. Now, if you do use an alternative oil, you do some research and you're going to do the program with an alternative oil like a copaíba. It's been successful in the past. Just need to be mindful that the oils, all of the CBD oils come in a refined MCT coconut oil. And the reason for that is that coconut is a carrier oil to the brain, okay? Olive oil, digestion system will go down. It goes up. So if you get some copaíba oil, 50%, mix it with the coconut oil, refined, and dose it sublingually under the tongue, 8 to 10 drops. Okay, we're talking about, like, you've got a little vein under there, it absorbs, you just hold it in your mouth for about a minute. So let's talk about how we're taking the CBD while we're on the topic. 8 to 10 drops, you're taking your drops in the morning. You put them, you try to have 15 minutes beforehand where you've got nothing in your mouth or digesting or drinks or anything like that. Then you put them under your tongue and you hold them there for at least a minute. Okay, give those veins under your tongue enough time to absorb enough medicine or what it needs. And then, keep holding it there, but don't worry. Some of it will go down your throat. That's okay. Some will get absorbed. And beautiful, you're away. Okay? Don't eat for another 15 minutes afterwards, half an hour if you can, and just try and let as much absorb into your system as possible. Remember, this is not a drug or a pill. You're not taking something and it's doing something or clamping down. You've got reserves, you've got levels of CBD, and all you're doing is using this external CBD. It's firing the receptor in the way that ours does, and it becomes part of an up and down system. Like, you'll get to a certain point where you feel pretty good with the CBD, and I'll be honest, I did the 14-day program, and on day 14, the next day I went back to normal life. I actually went to Hungry Jack's, got a big burger. I was craving some meat. And it wasn't long after that I actually just fell into my old, cigarettes, alcohol, weed, you know what I mean? It just started, just happened that way. The only thing I hung on to from the whole program was the CBD oil. And it was almost like a bit of a security blanket, because you can imagine, well, you've been taking this medication for 8 years, and, even the companies and Pfizer say, oh, we recommend that you take it for the rest of your life because you've been taking it for so long, and da-da-da. And so what made me actually believe that I could get off this medication, because I needed to have a belief, and you're going to need a belief as well, maybe. And where I found comfort, I actually found truth. So if you Google, I want to get off my Zoloft, I've been taking it for so long, you'll find 20 pages of people saying, no, you can't do it can't be done, just manage it and work from there. Back in the day, there used to be other independent search engines, but I think now they've all been bought up by some of the big boys like DuckDuckGo and things like that. And so I'd search, and now I want to get off my Zoloft, and there was 10 pages on people that had done it before. Some people naturally, some people, most of them naturally, actually. And I was like, oh, okay. So that the general, where everyone's going for information, says can't be done. The very obscure place, there's actual cases, and there was a guy on YouTube, and you could message him and everything. And I was like, oh, okay. So most searches end at Google. So that means how many other possibilities are actually out there across all fields that we don't know about, that are all just being, suppressed or something. So I'm doing the 14 days, the same thing every day for 14 days. Got the CBD, you're dosing. It's not like every hour, you're force feeding yourself something. And day 8, I took my medicine and my body rejected it. It was like it was poison. And it did. It tastes like poison. When you imagine you've gone 8 days and not one bit of chemical has been put into your system, right? This alone, what I'm just telling you right now alone, should mean a lot about why you need to do all of those things together. All of those unnatural things, taking them out of your life. I get to day 8 and I touched the medicine on my tongue, and it is the bitterest, foulest, chemicalist taste. And I was like, ooh, you don't normally taste your medicine, like it's got that coating on the outside and stuff. So I swallowed it, and my body, no jokes, it threw it up. And, I had spoken to my doctor before doing this program, and I really do recommend everyone, to the family, friends, doctor. Doctors will say it's all natural. There is nothing wrong whatsoever. Can't see it. My doctor just said to me, Aaron, can you go down to the chemist in the morning and get your blood pressure taken and just send it to me? Because if there's any fluctuations or, with your blood pressure, he would see it, and then he might have to intervene and say, look, there's something not right here, blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't giving up my medicine. I was doing this side by side. And I said to him, if I was going to do the medicine or I felt comfortable with it, how would you do it? And he said, well, look, when you wean off normal medications, you just don't take it every second day. Do that for a week. Then don't take it every third day. And you wean down. There's just a chemical there that your body's looking for. But so when I went alternate days, I didn't take it on the 7th day, then I took it on the 8th day, and bang, my body rejected it. I felt pretty good within myself to say that's a sign. It tastes revolting. I tried to swallow it again. I had to get new tablets because they were all yucky. I tried again and I threw it up, and then I went, all right, that's it. I'm done. And so I went to the rest of the 14 days without my medication, and then obviously day 15 I'm getting back to normal life, and what I thought was, I'm going to hang on to this CBD or like a little safety blanket. And I was like juicing it, in the morning, lunchtime, afternoon time, da-da-da. So I actually hung on to the CBD oil for 3 or 4 months after, okay? I went a little bit, you can't, there's no lethal dosage with CBD oil, but if you take too much, it fires that receptor and you actually get a little bit dizzy or, it's a weird feeling. It only happened once. I've had maybe in the 6.5, nearly 7 years, I've had 3 instances where I got a little bit of that anxious feeling again, which is really quite scary. And you think, oh my God, is it coming back? Is it coming back? But I guess my doctor said to me, you've got to remember that anxiety is a part of life. It's just part of everyday life. Stress, anxiety, it's there to protect us in some instances. It's there to do certain functions with the body and pump chemicals to keep us safe and all sorts of ancient attributes as well. And he said, so if that's the case, then basically, he said, well, what are we trying to do? We've had a chronic case. Anxiety disorders are basically when it's wound up and stuck on. He said, so those little bits of anxiety, and you'll feel it, after your body heals itself, it's almost like all your chemical levels have gone back to a default, and you have to sort of slowly teach them how to be anxious again. Like you're a little bit underdone, if that makes any sense. So the CBD I kept for months and months and months. Then about 4 months, I actually got into a situation where I didn't have enough money to buy it. I went on to welfare and some other things were going on in my life, and just didn't have any. It did not affect me because it wasn't a pill. It wasn't the drugs like the other medications. It's something that builds up in our system. And I didn't take it for another year after that. And then when I did pick it up again, I picked it up again as a well-being tonic, right? Because I love the energy that it gives me. When you sit around procrastinating and when you're on the CBD, it gets you off your ass and it just makes you do stuff. And it calms you, but also gives you this beautiful reserve of energy if you need to jump up at any moment and use it and do it, it's there. So, a year without it, 3 months back on it, 2 years off it, 3 years off it. I went back to get some last year. from the doctors because I have an incurable disease. I've cured myself, but as far as the authorities go, it can't be cured. So it's part of the special access scheme in Australia. My condition with the doctor's letter, which says I have an anxiety disorder since this date and everything, which is on my website as well, all of that was basically enough for the government to give me some CBD oil. So instead of getting it from my normal source where I get my CBD for, I thought I'll get it from my doctor. So I went and got a script for CBD last year, and they had the Endoco Labs one where I learned how to make it, and then that was out of stock. So I ended up getting a Humacology, another one, and an isolate one, which has no THC. And it is amazing. I just take it during the day as a bit of a well-being tonic, gets that cognitive function. If I need to do stuff, it's just a really upbeat mood. I'm, driving along singing and laughing and stuff. But I don't take it every day. It's just if I need a little bit of a pick-me-up. So basically, that's what the message that I'm trying to get through to is, it's not a medicine. It builds up in your system and you can go without it for long periods of time. I kept it after the 14 days for up to 4 months. I even went and got a stronger one because it was giving me energy and making me feel good. And, I was smiling for months and months. And so that's what I want to tell you is, don't feel bad if you hang on to the CBD. You know what I mean? If you want that little safety blanket, if you're going to get off your meds, if you take your meds and they're poisonous, like they taste rank because, you remember after 8 days, no chemicals, not in anything, not in your food, not in your clothes, not in nothing. And organic as well, so you've got no residue whatsoever. That's why you heal, right? This is like backwards healing, They go, oh, you can't cure cancer because there's that many and they're all different. No, buddy, but if you work backwards, get the body to a state where it can do its job, bingo, all cancers cured. This is the biggest thing in the world, right? I know you're the first ones like going to do the program and you're all worried. And even though I've done it before, I've gone and, forged a path for you to heal yourself. It just leads to so much healing across all sorts of things. I'm doing MS at the moment, multiple sclerosis, and I'm still in the causes stage. I don't get out of the causes stage of my healing modality until I know what causes it. You know what I mean? Like, without a reasonable doubt, I know what caused it, then I move on to the next thing and start healing it. But as I'm going through, I'm like, wow, all these diseases, like cancer, unnatural tumour for a natural system. It's something growing out of the system doesn't know what to do with it. Anxiety disorders, chemical illness, nothing to do with mental at all. Absolutely nothing to do with mental at all. It puts strain on your mental capabilities. Then, so all these things, so then I'm looking at MS, I'm like, wow, this is just inflammation of the nervous system. That causes it, that triggers it, that. I'm like, wow. Nervous system goes throughout the whole, it's full on. 600 miles or something ridiculous. So we're looking at, and then I'm thinking, geez, maybe I've found the cure to all illness, all disease, because it's all got similar things to it. It's all about the diet. It's all about homeostasis, getting the body to the state of thing. I don't know. So I guess what I want to say with the CBD is, 1, it's a compound. 2, your body makes it naturally. 3, if you don't want the THC put in it, get it without it. 4, if you want to really don't want to go with CBD, and I can't even think of the reasons why you wouldn't want to go with CBD if your body's making CBD. I have had a few people before that have just been totally scared, fear-mongered from any form of marijuana. And look, fair enough. It's had a stigma, and the government's had it on the naughty list for 60 years. And now we've just gone from saying it has no medical benefit and it has and it's highly addictive to it's not addictive at all and it has medical benefit. So, look, I can understand the mental and also the people that are more, how would I say it, more scared of the system and more part of the system and not really comfortable in their skin. They would be freaking out about anything, This is more about a compound that our body makes that we're all deficient of, okay? So the whole world makes their own CBD, but they're all deficient. So they need help. When you get the help, your body does things like it's meant to do them. And so that's what it's really about, okay? The things that, if you're going to go it without, the things that, like I said, copa oil is the best, black seed oil, but you can also aid that oil with a coconut. You can also aid it with some omega-3, 6, 9 fatty acids as strong as possible because they also, triglycerols in the brain, fire that C1 receptor. So you might have to have a few extra things if that's the way you want to go. If you're happy to go with the CBD with the little 3% THC, you're all set, you're ready to go. Source your product and start dropping. That's all I wanted to say on the CBD oil. I guess it's a little bit like the organic food. Just know what you're taking. And I guess that's with everything as well, Know what you're taking. Know that it's organic. Know that is the CBD cooked, decarboxylated, the one that you want. These days, there's that much information, whether you go to Project CBD, I'll put that on my website, or you can go and talk to your doctor about this now, okay? This is starting to integrate into all medical practitioners in Australia and around the world. There will be someone in your region, and if there isn't, go to another region. Just get a telehealth appointment in Canada or in Australia and talk to someone that has some knowledge on it, where to source it, and go from there. There is a few backups on my website if you need. But today's topic for the anxiety uninstalling was about the CBD. Necessary part. At the start it was just for my addictions, but it became a necessary part that ended up sending your immune system into the sky to a place where you've never been before. Okay, and you're gonna just remember this moment. You're gonna be there going, "Oh my God, I've never felt like this before. Wow!" And then you go, "Wow, if this is possible, what else is possible? What else is the next level?" and stuff like that. So, CBD, just a compound that we can use. It's not a pill. It's not a medicine. Go get 'em, Tiger.